As you may know, I just got back from a 2-week trip to the land of the rising sun, and I am so glad I went. It is easily the best vacation I've ever been on, and it's absolutely empowering that I was able to navigate a foreign country completely by myself. While it is nice to be home, I'm already finding myself wanting to return. The trip doesn't have me wanting to visit other foreign countries, but it does have me wanting to go back to Japan. Honestly, I could see myself living there, even as someone who doesn't speak the language. If I were wealthy, I'd buy a small one-bedroom apartment somewhere in Tokyo. It wouldn't even need to be anything fancy, just preferably in a favorable location and within walking distance to a laundromat if the complex doesn't provide laundry machines. Although I do think I fit in well in spite of being a foreigner, since I do have friends and family back in the States, it's not something I'm seriously considering, but it is fun to think about. My proudest moment would have to be conquering the public transportation system. It seemed intimidating at first, especially as someone who went to Japan for the first time, but it's actually much easier than I initially thought. The trick is to pay attention to signs, which are color-coded and available in English. I'm used to Google Maps giving me my real-time location, which it can't really do in the subway due to spotty reception. One thing I noticed in Japan is I ate significantly less. There were at least 2 days where I had only eaten once. It's not that I have an eating disorder or I'm on some kind of fast, I just didn't feel hungry later. I didn't do much in the way of dining out either, getting most of my food delivered to my hostel via Uber Eats. While it's good to experience a foreign country's cuisine, I was in Japan more for activities than for food. Perhaps if my next trip is longer, I'll dine out more often. The two most helpful tools for this trip would have to be TripAdvisor and Klook. TripAdvisor is how I found the hostel and hotel in Tokyo and Osaka respectively, and is what I used to book the tours I took part in. It's great for finding living accommodations that meet certain requirements. Klook is how I was able to get an express pass for the day I went to Universal, as well as what I used to book trips on the Shinkansen, otherwise known as the bullet train. I'm glad I didn't get a JR pass since it doesn't cover the Nozomi, the fastest option available. Why wouldn't I choose what will get me to my destination the quickest? The next time I'm in Japan, I will prioritize things I haven't done yet, such as visiting both Team Lab Borderless and Planets, the Ghibli Museum, and the Nintendo Museum. I've found that I could book a tour that includes admission to the Ghibli Museum, so the only one that'll be tough is getting into the Nintendo Museum, especially since tickets are non-transferable nor available for resale, and a lottery system is used to determine who gets an opportunity to buy a ticket, much like what is done for the Switch 2. I'm all for deterring scalpers, but the trade-off is that it makes it harder for those who genuinely wish to visit the museum. I've already decided when I'd like to go back. 2028, the 30th anniversary of Cowboy Bebop. In 2018, a cafe in Akihabara was made to feature new artwork of the characters, while in 2023, an exhibition was held in Shibuya featuring artwork, merchandise, and recreations from the anime. I have my fingers crossed that Cowboy Bebop will be celebrated again for its 30th anniversary, as that would be the highlight of my next trip. Of all the things I brought home from Japan, this is easily my favorite.